The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. Writer Daniel Defoe. Daniel Defoe was an English writer, trader, journalist, etc. He is most famous for his novel The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe was the son of Mr. Robinson, who was a businessman. Robinson Crusoe liked sea life and wanted to become a sea merchant. But his mother and father didn't like the sea life. Robinson ignored his parents and went to the sea life. On the way, his ship broken by a sea storm and he became seasick. Some people rescued Robinson and friends. They reached Yarmouth. He went on a second voyage to Africa. On this voyage, he experienced the attack by sea pirates. He worked for them as a slave. He rescued from there by a Portuguese ship. The ship was on a voyage to Brazil in South America. There Robinson worked on a plantation. A few years' time, he bought his own plantation. Robinson wanted more slaves for his plantation. He went to Africa to collect slaves. For 11 days, the wind was favorable and ship sailed smoothly. Next day, they struck by a furious typhoon. The ship broken by the storm. The few off in the ship are died. Robinson rushed towards the shore with all his strength. Finally, he reached a shore. There were no human inhabitants in the island. He collected all things in the ship. Then he made a fortress under the cave. He made a canoe with tree and he sailed north to west. And he came back through the forest. Next day, he went to the forest and collected fruits like grapes and lemon. He cultivated corn and made bread. He dried his fruits and kept in a soil jar. A few years he learned everything like carpentry, cooking, gardening, etc. One day he made a trap in the jungle and caught some goats. He tamed the goats and used the goats for milk and meat. One early morning, he saw some smoke and savages. The savages are eating humans' flesh. Robinson frightened. He spent inside the fortress. Days passed. He saw a dream that he rescued a prisoner from savages by a long battle. After some days, the dream became true on a Friday. Thus, he got prisoner and named him Friday. After some months, Friday learned all the works like carpentry, cooking, pottery making, gardening, etc. from Robinson Crusoe. Friday learned to speak in English. On evening, Robinson and Friday talk about their experience. One day, they understood that the savages returned back. There were 3 prisoners with the savages, and one of them is killed by the savages. The remaining 2 were rescued by Robinson and Friday. One among them was Friday's father. Robinson took them also to the fortress. Months passed. Captain of the ship, who was the friend of Robinson, came to the island and brought Robinson to his native.